Hey everyone, welcome back to Ebike Random Adventures. Today we're going to be checking out this Tomofree P1 small folding electric bike. Let me tell you about the specifications of this bike. The bike does come with a 750 watt peak motor in the rear. It does have a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery tucked up under the seat here. This seat is foldable and the battery can be removed and unlocked. This combination is supposed to give you speed between 20 and 25 miles an hour. We will test that out on the ride. Some other features you get on the bike is it does have a keyed ignition. Pretty cool. It does have a full twist throttle on this one. It does have a headlight, tail light, brake light, and turn signals. The bike does have the 14-inch tires on it. They should be very efficient out on the road. They do claim the bike can get between 25 and 35 miles of range. Let's talk about the size of the bike. They do say it can fit riders between 5 foot tall and 6 foot 3, and this bike does weigh in at just 56 pounds, and it does have a 200-pound overall weight limit. I'm actually a little bit above that weight limit, guys. I'm 215 pounds today, but I am going to ride the bike anyhow. I would call this a bike of convenience, guys. This is a folding electric bike. You could fold this thing up. It weighs 56 pounds. You can put this in the trunk of your car, take it with you to the park or camping or something like that. Get this out and ride it around while you're there. You do get mechanical disc brakes on this one. They do have 160 millimeter rotors in the front and in the rear. The bike does have this small seat in the back, and they do give you some small pegs in the kit, so you can ride with a small passenger on the back. Another thing you get in this kit is they do give you a small bike lock, and they do give you a charger that has a digital display on it. So while the bike is charging up, you can actually see how much percentage it does have instead of just looking at the little red light. Let me show you how I fit on the bike, guys. I do have the seat pretty high, and I have the handlebars maxed out. I am 6 foot tall with 32-inch inseams. Swing my leg over. I can stand flat-footed the way I have it set up here, and I am sitting directly on the seat. The handlebars don't really go much higher than this, guys, but they do go a lot lower, and the seat goes way lower. It can go all the way down. The little bike has suspension in the front. It's not a whole lot of travel on it, but it will help take up some of the bumps. Since this is a folding bike, guys, let me fold it up for you, show you what it looks like folded up. Put your handlebars down. Unlock the latch here. Fold the handlebars over. Unlock the latch in the middle of the bike. These have the big latches, and then they have a little secondary latch that you have to move with a spring, like that. Then you can fold the bike. You could take the seat off and carry that separately. That's what the bike looks like folded up. Like I said, you can remove that seat to make this even more compact, and this does weigh 56 pounds, so you will be able to pick it up and put it in your vehicle. There's actually a little carry and grab handle here on the front. All right, guys, let's open the bike back up. Grab the handle here, swing it around, swing your handlebars up, latch the latch here in the middle. Don't forget to latch these. Latch the latch on the front. Bring your handlebars back up where you want them. Lock them down. So guys, it's very easy to fold the bike up, very easy to unfold the bike. Let me give you some close-up shots of the bike first. Here's the rear seat pad, your 14-inch rear tires, your disc brakes. This is your 20 amp hour 48 volt battery. This is the charging port right here, guys. This is the key to remove the battery, and it does have a handle, so you can take this off to make the bike even lighter when you're transporting it. There's your adjustable seat. This is your latch in the center to fold the bike. It does have a place here for a water bottle holder. It does say Tomofree down the side on this sticker. Here's your front basic headlight. You do get plastic fenders, your mechanical disc brakes on the front with 160 rotors, and your front suspension. This is the latching mechanism here to fold the handlebars over, and this is your adjustable handlebar height. The bike does have one gear set on it and some small crank arms. It does have some plastic pedals. They are not folding pedals. I don't think you're going to be able to do a whole lot of high-speed pedaling with this gear set, guys. This is probably more to help you get started on some hills and stuff like that, or pedaling at low speed. This is your tail light, and you do get some small flashing turn signals on the side, and it does have a brake light. There's also a reflector right here on the rear. All right, guys, up on the handlebars, you do get the light switch, the turn signal switch. It doesn't beep or anything like that. Just keep it in the middle if you're not using it. You do have a horn right here. Not very loud, but it's pedestrian friendly. Your mechanical disc brake levers are adjustable here with the cables. You get some rounded hand grips, some straight handlebars, so you will be able to put a speaker up here or something like that, or a cell phone mount. And the bike does have this little display, guys. It's not very easy to read in the sun. You get a mile per hour reading, battery life over here on the right side. You do get a trip and odometer. It does have a mode here. You can switch it from mode 1, mode 2, mode 3. That's going to be your different speed modes. Press and hold the M. We'll change it from trip to odometer. Hold it again. Get your battery voltage. Back to trip. It does have the keyed ignition here, guys. This is pretty cool. Can take the key out for security. And this bike does come with the full twist throttle, which is very unique for this bike. All right, everyone, let's take this Tomofree P1 out for a ride. All right, guys, I want to show you pedaling the bike with no power, but you cannot put the power off in the modes. You're gonna have to turn the bike off to pedal it with no power. So it only has this one gear on it. Let's try it out. It does have some small little crank arms. but it does have these 14-inch tires, narrow tires. They are pretty efficient, so you can actually get this bike rolling. So, and it is a lightweight bike. So if your battery ever died on you or something, you can keep this thing going. Probably rolling here about 5 miles an hour at the moment. I don't think you're gonna wanna do a whole lot of pedaling on this bike on a regular basis. Maybe at this low speed like this is fine. The bike kind of reminds me of a scooter with pedals, guys. It is pretty cool though, how a full-size adult can fit on this thing and you can fold this up and take it with you. I mean, that is convenient for sure. But for the most part, I'd say you're probably gonna wanna ride this bike with the throttle. So let's turn the power on now. The bike starts up in mode 2 when you first turn it on. Let me cycle through to mode 1. I got my GPS app open here. Let me reset this, and we will check these speeds out. They do say it can go somewhere between 20 and 25 miles an hour. We'll see what it can do with an adult that is actually over the weight limit. I'm 15 pounds over the weight limit for this bike. All right, so mode 1 is giving us 10 miles per hour here, GPS. It is showing 13 on board, so there is a little discrepancy here between reality and what it's showing you there. 10 miles an hour is pretty good for mode 1 though. All right, this is mode 2. All right, mode 2 is maxing me out at 18 on the onboard, 15 on the GPS. So there's about a 3 mile per hour difference there. So 15 miles an hour for mode 2. So as far as the pedaling goes, on mode 2, you can't really keep up the pedaling. Let me see if you could keep up pedaling on mode 1. You might be able to keep up pedaling on mode 1. All right, let's try it. You can, even on mode 1, it's a little bit of a fast cadence here at showing 13 on board, but we know it's 10 miles an hour. So at 10 miles an hour, you can keep up pedaling, and that's about as fast as you could pedal the bike. Took a couple revolutions there before the power came on. Let me try it one more time. See if that's normal. Sometimes these things have little hesitations in them. Nope, same thing. Takes a couple revolutions of the pedal, then your power comes on. You can use these pedals to help you start up the hills. All right, let me stop right here. We're gonna do the hill climb. Let me get the bike on mode 3. When we get up top of the hill, we will check the top speed. Let's go. All right, showing us over 20 there. Probably going about 17. This is a pretty steep hill here, guys. They do say it can do 25% grades. I'm not sure what this one is, but it's probably close to that. Not pedaling yet. Pulling us up. About 9-10 miles an hour, it got us up the hill on the GPS. So it can climb the hills, guys. So 9 or 10 miles an hour got us up the big hill, guys. And like I said, I am 215 pounds, so I am 15 pounds overweight for the bike. This thing's gonna do just fine with some riders that are a little bit lighter weight than me. All right, guys, let's do an acceleration run here. I got the GPS out. Showing 5, 10, 15. We are in mode 3, so we'll check the top speed. I think we're going into a pretty strong headwind here, so we might run it back the other way. We'll see what we can do to this headwind. 17, 18. And that's about what I'm getting into this headwind. Let me put this in my pocket. I'll run it back against the wind here. See if we can get that 20 miles an hour. Get a little aerodynamic here. Woohoo! How fast are we going, guys? All right, show me 22.5 on the onboard there. Actually shows I did reach a top speed of 20 miles an hour, guys. So even with an oversized rider, the bike is meeting the claimed speed. So can't complain about that, right? I think you probably could get 22, 23 miles an hour out of this if you only weigh like 160 pounds or something. I don't feel any electronic cutoff, so the speed was more or less restricted by my weight and this strong headwind we got going on today. But we did hit 20 miles an hour, so that's pretty cool. So if you want to go for range on this bike, mode 1 is 10 miles an hour. That's going to get you the longest range that this bike can do. That might be a little slow for some people, so let's check again what mode 2 gives us for speed here. So 15 miles an hour is going to be a good happy medium on this bike, guys. Get you a little bit of speed and a little bit of range. I'll ride it like this today. I'm just going to take it to town and back and see how it does on the battery. 20 amp hours is actually a pretty good sized battery for these bikes. I have no idea what kind of cells they have in them though, but we'll see what it can do just riding at the middle speeds here. When we get up here, we will do a brake test from about 15 miles an hour. We'll check out these mechanical brakes. So at the time of this filming today, this bike is sitting priced at less than $300, guys. So if you need a little budget e-bike for the spring and summer just to get around, check this one out, you know. It's nice and quiet. Wasn't too hard to put together. It does fold up if you need to transport it somewhere. Kind of feels like I'm on a scooter, but at least I got a seat to sit on. And it has that little back seat if you want to ride with like one of your kids with you or something like that. You could probably take that back seat pad off and put a rack or a bike rack bag or something like that on there if you need to carry some cargo. I've actually put bike rack bags directly on those seat pads. I didn't even have to remove the seat pad. You just wrap the Velcro straps around there and it's not too hard. Sorry if there's a lot of wind noise. I'm not sure with the microphone. It's pretty freaking windy out here today. Got a cold front coming or something. We're gonna hit the brake test here at the end of this pavement. We're going somewhere between 10 and 15 miles an hour with this headwind. Let me pull it right here. Whoa! Almost tossed me over, guys. And as you can see, the brakes are not even adjusted correctly. I adjusted them pretty lightly, that way they're not rubbing on the rotors at all. I don't want no noise at all. Pretty cool little bike, guys. Stopped us in about 10 feet there from about, who knows, about 13 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. So far, so good on the bike, guys. Pretty comfortable on this seat. Nice wide seat. It's not overly wide. Some of these that I've tried, they have a giant wide seat that it's almost uncomfortable because it's so wide. This one's kind of in between that, and it's a little bit better fitment, I would say. I don't have a whole lot of time to ride today, guys, so I got a choice here. I think I'm gonna try to take this out to the lake, see if it can do it. Let me put it on mode 3. We do have front suspension. The battery jumps around a little bit in the box. You could put some foam underneath that. I've done that before. All right, got us up that hill. I'm in mode 3, but I'm only using part throttle. That is another feature of the bike here. Even if you're in mode 3, you can just use a little bit of throttle if you want to. You don't need to use all the throttle. I would say just put it in mode 3 and ride like that. Use the throttle control. Unless you want to just pin the throttle, and you can use the mode 2 as like a cruise control. But having a full twist throttle is really cool. You know, there's a lot of more expensive bikes that they only give you that little half twist or quarter twist throttle. This little budget bike's giving you a full twist throttle. People love these. I'm not quite sure why they don't do more full twist throttles on e-bikes, but it's definitely a nice feature that I like. All right, guys, we're gonna try to make it out to the lake here. You're gonna hear that battery jumping around just a little bit in the box there. Like I was saying earlier, just get some 3M foam tape and put it in some strategic places. Get that battery strapped down, or just basically a little bit tighter in the box. Works perfectly. Costs like $5. Well, I don't know. 3M tape's pretty expensive. It might be $10. I'll tell you what, guys. Sometimes I have more fun riding these little bikes than anything. You get some expensive bikes out here sometimes. These bikes cost a couple $1,000, and you get it out here and you're just like, you're just really not that impressed, you know, when you're like, where's the $2,000 at? Let's hit the big bumps here. This is gonna be a little rough. Just let the bike take it. Hey, it wasn't bad, wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, man. Little whoop-de-doos there. And then you get out here on a little bike that costs less than $300, and you're just really enjoying yourself. Super quiet. I've been riding right up to birds, and they just look at me like, who are you, dude? Look at this bird. Like, they're not super scared, you know, because you're not making like crazy noise. Got these two robins on the trail. I guess they want to walk down the trail with me. This bike is most definitely not meant for trail riding, guys. This is just a little fun little scooter bike, you know. Maybe a little commuter back and forth to school or something, back and forth to work. If you could get 15, 20 miles of range out of something like this, you could definitely use that as a commuter, since they did put that 20 amp hour battery on it. But look at me, man, I'm out here. All right, guys, that was pretty easy, actually. I could have went faster. The only thing preventing me from going any faster is that battery jumping in the box. Don't want to make it jump too much, you know. Get that battery nice and secure in the box and you'll be able to ride a little bit faster on the trail. The bike can do it. No need to go fast anyhow. Why make yourself uncomfortable? Just get out here and cruise a little bit. Bike's got enough power to just torque you along here. Here's a good little hill here, pulling us up, no problem. There's a pretty steep hill up ahead here. I might try it with a little bit of speed run on though. Got some speed, let's get up the hill here. Yeah, we made it. That's all throttle, guys. I didn't pedal. Getting up the second hill here, and we made it. So, yeah. Got a little bit of capability here. That's not good for range. You're pulling a lot of power there. All right, let me get it back down to mode 2. Get back on the tarmac, guys. All right, guys, the bike did just fine on the off-roading. Quite surprising, actually. So let's talk about the value proposition here. We know how much this bike is, and there's some bikes that are just a little bit higher. So the question is, do you want to just step up to the next level, or is this one worth it? One thing I would throw out there is a lot of the next level bikes are not foldable. I've tried the bikes with the 16-inch wheels, fixed frame, and they're just a lot bigger, quite a bit heavier. They're in the 70-pound range, and you can't just toss that in the trunk of your car. So there is some value to be had with a folding bike like this, because you can actually just bring this thing with you anytime, anywhere, and it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna start my pedaling now. I'm not pedaling very hard, guys. I'm not like straining myself here. I'm just giving it a little tiny little bit of torque. Rotate my legs, get the speed. Same thing, I'm not really pushing that hard. All right, guys, we made it up, and it did not turn off. That whole turning off thing was just that power cord popped out on me. It's in there nice and secure now. So guys, the little Tomofree P1 folding bike climbed the highest hill in town 2 times. No problem. Been pretty impressed with the range so far, so let me just make use of this power here. There's a lot of people walking on the sidewalk, so I'm gonna get out here on the road and ride on the side. I think we picked something up in the wheel. Actually flattened my tire, guys. So now we're gonna have an adventure. All right, guys, I got a flat tire. Ran something over there. When I hopped off that curb, I heard it start hissing right away. So hit a piece of metal or something. So you're gonna see another benefit of this bike now, guys. Now that I got a flat tire, and I definitely don't feel like walking 3 or 4 miles home. So I'll be able to call Uber and have them pick me up with this bike. So that's a pretty positive thing that you can do. Needless to say, we're back out here on the Tomofree P1. The flat tire is fixed. I did check the odometer here. I'm at 13 miles. I did not charge the bike up at all because I wanted to bring it back out and ride it a little bit more. I want to ride this thing at least 20 miles before I finish the video. If that battery bar, oh, there we go. We lost our first battery bar and now it's back. So it looks like the battery indication is kind of a live indication there. So when you put it under load, the battery can drop down like it just did. And when you let off, it's gonna come back up. Shows you the voltage sag. That's pretty cool. A lot of bikes are like that. All right, guys, I'm not gonna drag this video out. You've seen most of the important things about the bike. I'm just gonna ride this thing now, and then I will be back on the Tomofree P1, give you my final thoughts on the bike, and show you what kind of range I did get on the ride. All right, guys, rolled back into my area on the Tomofree P1. Let me show you what I did for range on this ride. I did end up riding it about 10 more miles today. It is showing 23 miles of range on the bike at this time. It's showing full battery right now, but under load while you're rolling, it is showing that it's lost 1 battery bar, so it is showing 4 out of 5 battery bars still, guys. This bike is very efficient, and it's looking like it's gonna get somewhere between 30 and 40 miles of range at least, because we already did 23 miles and it's only lost 1 battery bar. It has lost a little bit of speed. It was running like 21 miles an hour. It is dropping down more to around 17, 18 miles an hour now after 23 miles, guys. So the bike is very efficient though, and you are gonna get some long range out of this bike. Don't forget, I'm actually a little bit overweight for this bike, according to their weight limit. So lighter people are gonna get even better range. Another thing I noticed about this bike, guys, is it does run super quiet, so it is very peaceful while you're riding, because this is not a geared hub motor. This is a speed motor in the back, guys. So those run very quiet. So you can just cruise around on this thing in complete silence, get the wind on your face, just enjoy a real peaceful ride on this bike. The bike overall was a pretty comfortable ride, guys. It does have the front suspension on it. It does have the big cushy seat, and I did fit it pretty well. Even though I'm 6 foot tall, I could easily ride this bike and feel pretty comfortable riding it. As far as the pedaling on this bike goes, it only has the 1 gear on it, so you can really only pedal the bike in mode 1. I was kind of just rotating my legs, getting a little bit of exercise while I was cruising in mode 3, but you're not really doing anything because you can't pedal the bike at that speed. And don't forget, guys, this is a lightweight folding bike. You can remove that battery, fold the bike up, stick this thing in the trunk of your car. That is one of the biggest selling points of this bike. The other big selling point about this bike, guys, is the price. This is a budget bike, guys. This is pretty much going to be in anybody's price range. This thing is priced at less than $300 right now. So if you need some basic transportation, get back and forth to work, get back and forth to school, you just want to get out and ride and have some nice peaceful rides, you can do that on this Tomofree P1. All right, everyone, if this is the electric bike for you, I will put the link for this bike in the description below the video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike and scooter content like this. I really do appreciate you guys watching. I will catch you in the next one.